Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another rant video. This is going to be another toxic TikTok video that I'm going to be talking about, where you have a TikToker named MilezJJ. Apparently he's been doing on this shtick where he's pretending to have autism, and then he didn't get caught, but he actually admits it after making the number of donations that he made on his social media account. Obviously the jig is up, but he makes it very convincing somehow that he's a poor guy trying to provide for his family, working at a low paying job at like Five Guys, and that apparently he played the persona correctly as someone who's diagnosed with autism. I'm like, at the same time, yes, I kind of get the sympathy people have. In the same time, you should kind of blame the fans, but it's really hard to blame the fans when you feel like at the same time they're doing what their heart is right. They feel like their heart is in the right place to support this man, even though you don't because let's be real. Even though what goes on the internet, most of what goes on the internet is fake, there are people who can play the part and really manipulate you and persuade you into thinking that this is the lifestyle that they're truly living. When in reality, unless the only way you can find it unless you meet them in person. Because I'm most likely in public, he doesn't act that way, but in his TikTok videos, because this is a cam we're talking about. Like off camera, he's a completely normal guy, living a regular life. He doesn't have people to judge him. He plays an entirely, completely different persona, and he admits to it. That it was all just to help him gain his a certain number of followers, so in order to reach 1 million followers, so people can be able to trust him, and he was able to outwit them, which you can say is very, I wouldn't say it's impressive, it's very diabolical, because it's unfortunate because there are people out there who are possibly diagnosed with autism, who do content, who are actually being honest with themselves and being honest with everyone in front of them. Because let's be real, people who have autism, they tend to feel nervous when doing content. Sometimes they prefer to do their videos without having to reveal themselves, and they would rather talk on camera, describing the situation. You even feel bad for this guy because he was showing he made it seem like his bike was stolen, even though it was like strapped to a tree with his chain, all that, with his bike holder, everything that was where he was trying to claim that he tried to keep his bike tight, but it somehow got stolen. And he is one manipulative man. It's something you have to be aware about. And then at the moment he admits to it, he realizes he has enough money, and he decides to delete it because obviously he's trying to avoid backlash. Because there's so many things that he said, and the way he was acting, he pulled it off. And the fact that he managed to pull off, meaning that it'll give other people ideas, like especially people like who are into TikTok. There's since it's so relevant, so many people who are on TikTok that they will try to be willing to actually portray themselves as that person, and then feel that it's an easy opportunity for them to make money. And then even though because he's showing the patterns of how an autistic person behaves, like his voice, like the way he was moving, the way he's like showing his gestures with his hand movement, the way he talks, the way he moves his mouth, and how he responds. So that in a way is convincing enough that you would think he is that person, but also you have to think hard and to wonder, since this is the internet, should we believe this guy? Because it definitely seems like it's for a click. He's doing it for clicks. Like, this is most likely clickbait. because you honestly, like I said, you kind of feel bad for the guy, because especially when you believe that his bike is stolen, and then when he first shows off his like the patterns or like the behaviors of how an autistic person behaves. Like he said he had the bike strapped to a tree and then eventually got stolen, and then he pulled it off as if like someone did actually steal his bike, even though he tried to manage to keep his bike safe, having it like concealed. But again, now people are gonna have to be more aware. It's like it's also very unfortunate. I don't mean for this guy. I'm talking about for people who are actually diagnosed with autism, especially if someone who's diagnosed with autism and then they decide to become a content creator, and then people are wondering, why are you so slow? Are you really autistic, or are you just doing it for views? Because now it's gonna be the other way around, because people on the internet, they will pretend to act stupid. They'll make themselves look dumber than they already are. They make themselves look more stupid, and it seems very convincing at the time. But then when you see this trend going on, it's like now it's not convincing anymore, and it's just people are simply doing it for clicks, which is now what this man has been enticing. Because they look at this video, they look at all his past videos, even though he already did delete his TikTok, someone most likely will re-upload it, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok. But the thing, like I said, the internet, people should be aware that most of what goes on the internet is fake, especially when people decide to reveal themselves. They decide to talk on the internet, and I'm just, this is where I can't understand how these viewers believe them word for word without any proof, just because they feel enticed that the person that they're looking up to is a huge role model to them, that they can believe them that now, even though they don't know them in real life, because this is someone they feel that they were inspired by watching them online, by the amount of videos that they've done from throughout their past, throughout all the entertainment that they've been making. Is that for them, that's reason enough to believe them. Even if someone is entertaining, doesn't mean they're 100% trustworthy. And that's how these huge content creators are able to succeed in actually manipulating their fans, especially if you have young fans. To be honest, it's a lot more embarrassing. But like, considering the people that were donating, though, I'm pretty sure these are adults, and it goes to show you, no matter how old you are, you can still be outwitted. You can still be naive. There are people out there that are easily convinced by others. Regardless if you're young, you can still be old, and then you have the money. Because let me figure this. Let me figure this out. How can kids at that age be able to donate money to people when I know for a fact that kids who do get money, it's mainly like it's like a month, like it's something that they make monthly, that they get from their parents. The money that they get from their parents is usually because of like there's like this school for more, mainly because they are most like they give them the money, so because they go to school, and this is like where their allowance we're talking about, because these kids, they mainly get their allowance like once a month, and it's mainly because they most likely they're going to school. It's important that they have money just in case for an emergency. So I'm pretty sure a lot of kids will not risk the money donated to a certain person, considering the limit that they have and the amount, considering they don't get that much money, and it's not worth it, because that money is meant for them to help themselves out, especially when they're getting the support from their parents, because their parents give the kids money in order to support themselves only when it's urgent. Because that's why you'll notice the parents will tend to get furious with the kids if they spend most of that money, whether it's something they want to keep, especially even if it's permanent. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, do you really need this item? And since you're not working, it's like, if you're really gonna buy something that you really want, you might as well work for it and try to earn your place at a job area, especially in the workplace, so you can have opportunities to be able to provide for yourself. Which I don't know about this man, after hearing about the stunt that he pulled, I don't know if he's going to be able to continue to earn his place on social media. I don't think this will affect. I don't know if whether this will affect his real life work status, because what he did there, like what he did, will definitely affect his social status, because people are not going to look at him the same way, and he's going to have to reevaluate himself. Like he's going to have to wonder whether this will affect his future, because he's going to have to put a lot of thought into this, and his karma might eventually come to a start. Because I don't know what happened, but that's why he deleted social media. That's one thing I know for a fact. That's why he deleted, because he knows that he's gonna get a lot of backlash, and people might go into his job, especially Five Guys, or if they might trace him down and then let the people know at his workplace that he's been pretending to and claiming that he is autistic, but in reality he's not. He was just doing this all for show and not really being honest with the people, and that is reason enough for him to get fired. And this could possibly affect his life. And I'm not to feel I'm not really feeling sorry for him, but it's like how will his life turn out after the stunt that he pulled? Will he be able to continue work, or will he be able to move forward, and will people be able to forgive him? The only way to find out is to hear from him, or if someone does give an update, and the news will eventually will probably come, or will be unrevealed. And again, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.